According to a new report discussed on SportsCenter, the Los Angeles Lakers may finally have the opening they've been waiting for, a real opportunity to solidify their roster with a potential impact move. It's the kind of under-the-radar situation that could bring a familiar face back to LA, someone who might just be the last piece of the puzzle for a serious postseason run. During the segment, SportsCenter broke down how shifting dynamics around the league could benefit the Lakers at the perfect time. They specifically focused on how one Western Conference rival, the Sacramento Kings, could unintentionally open the door for the Lakers to make a savvy addition. So, let's dive into what was said. The report pointed out that Sacramento has been exploring the possibility of adding veteran guard Russell Westbrook. But here's the catch. In order to make that happen, they'd likely need to move another guard off the roster to clear room, both financially and in terms of minutes. The Kings are loaded with backcourt players and not much wiggle room on the salary cap. That situation, according to the report, could lead to Malik Monk becoming available. Now, to be clear, Westbrook going to Sacramento doesn't directly affect the Lakers in any meaningful way, and frankly, nobody expects LA to bring him back. But it's the ripple effects that matter. If the Kings truly want to bring Westbrook in, they'll need to shed salary and rebalance their rotation. With names like De'Aaron Fox, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Dennis Schroeder, and Keon Ellis all already part of that crowded backcourt, someone is going to get squeezed out. And all signs point to Monk being a strong candidate. This is where the Lakers could pounce. Monk, who once wore the purple and gold, had a strong run in Sacramento but now finds himself potentially on the outside, looking in due to the Kings' off-season additions and looming financial decision, especially with Keegan Murray eligible for a contract extension soon. If Monk is indeed made available, this could be the opportunity the Lakers have been looking for. A chance to bring in a proven scoring guard who already knows the system, fits the culture, and could drastically improve the second unit. And SportsCenter made a strong point. Monk could be the kind of player who fixes what's been a persistent issue, the Lakers' depth behind their stars. When LA faced Minnesota in the playoffs, the lack of bench production was glaring. There were only a handful of players head coach J.J. Redick truly trusted, and one of them, Dorian Finney-Smith, is already gone. The second unit couldn't generate enough offense or defensive consistency, and that lack of depth became a fatal flaw. To their credit, the Lakers have made moves. They've added veterans like Marcus Smart and DeAndre Ayton, and brought in young pieces like Jake LaRavia. There's hope that players like Dalton Knecht take a leap, and that Jackson Hayes is better suited to his role coming off the bench rather than starting. But even with those improvements, it still feels like LA is one smart move away from a complete offseason, and Monk could be that move. Since leaving the Lakers, Monk has been excellent for Sacramento. He made the most of his one-year prove-it deal, logging big minutes and averaging 17 points per game. He became a consistent scoring option and a spark off the bench. Exactly what the Lakers could use right now. Back in Los Angeles, he wouldn't need time to adjust. He'd walk into the locker room knowing the expectations, understanding the system, and fully ready to contribute. On SportsCenter, the analysis continued, spotlighting Malik Monk's growth and why a reunion in Los Angeles may be more logical now than ever before. Though his shooting percentages dipped slightly last season, his overall impact remained strong. Monk still averaged close to 6 assists per game, displaying not only his scoring instincts, but also his ability to create for others, an area the Lakers could definitely use a boost in. At 27, Monk is squarely in his prime. He's an explosive athlete, capable of shifting momentum in a matter of minutes. While he's not the most physically imposing guard in the league, his versatility is what makes him dangerous. He can play both on and off the ball, adapt to different lineups, and thrive alongside dominant playmakers. He's done it with LeBron James before. He's done it with De'Aaron Fox in Sacramento. He knows how to find his spots and doesn't shy away from the big moment. What was emphasized on the SportsCenter segment is that Monk might be the perfect bench catalyst for the Lakers, the kind of player who can keep the offense flowing when the stars take a breather. And if needed, he could even step into a starting role on short notice. That type of flexibility is rare and valuable. Now, Let's look at the current state of LA's rotation. The projected starting five looks solid. LeBron James, Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, DeAndre Ayton, and possibly Rui Hachimura, though Marcus Smart is also in contention for a starting role. But after that, the bench unit is still filled with question marks. Dalton Knecht shows promise, but he's unproven at this level. Gabe Vincent has struggled with inconsistency. Jared Vanderbilt is a defensive presence, but not a scoring threat. Jake LaRavia? More of a long-term project at this point. That's why Monk could slide right in and bring instant production. The Lakers already have plenty of ball handling, but what they lack is a true spark. Someone who can change the pace, hunt mismatches, and keep the scoreboard moving. Monk brings exactly that. His presence would help balance the rotation and ease the burden on the starters, especially during stretches where scoring dries up. From a contract standpoint, things actually line up surprisingly well. Monk is set to make around $18 million this season, rising to about $20 million the following year, with a player option after that. That timeline is fairly compatible with the Lakers' broader salary cap strategy, especially if Monk decides to opt out in pursuit of a longer-term deal. It could give LA the flexibility they're looking for by 2027, which is when the front office reportedly wants to open up major cap space. Now, what would it take to bring him in? As reported, the Lakers do have the assets to match that salary. Expiring contracts like Maxi Kleber and Gabe Vincent could be bundled together to make the money work. If needed, they could also include a player like Rui Hachimura, or even throw in a second-round pick to sweeten the deal. Of course, there's always the elephant in the room. Would Sacramento really entertain the idea of making a deal with the Lakers? History would strongly suggest otherwise. There's deep-rooted tension between these two franchises, stemming from years of playoff battles and organizational rivalry. There's no love lost, and that makes negotiations complex right from the start. However, as the SportsCenter panel noted, Sacramento may not be in a position to let pride get in the way of smart roster decisions. The Kings are facing real internal challenges: a crowded backcourt that still lacks clear hierarchy, limited financial flexibility to make meaningful upgrades, and critical decisions looming regarding the future of cornerstone players like Keegan Murray. If the right offer comes along and helps Sacramento find clarity in their rotation while addressing long-term concerns, even a deal with their historic rivals might have to be considered. And let's be honest, for all the complaints fans sometimes have about Rob Pelinka or the Lakers front office, the Kings are simply not operating on the same level. Organizationally, LA is in a much stronger position, both competitively and culturally. If the Kings do something impulsive in an effort to bring in Westbrook or free up cap room, the Lakers could absolutely capitalize. There's even a touch of irony here. If the Kings part ways with Malik Monk to make room for Russell Westbrook, Lakers fans might end up appreciating Westbrook more for what his signing in Sacramento ends up producing: a reunion with Monk in LA. The two shared the court during their previous stint in purple and gold, and it wouldn't be the worst twist of fate if one indirectly brought the other back. Now, to be clear, SportsCenter didn't report a formal link between Monk and the Lakers, nothing imminent. But the possibility is real. The timing, the contract mechanics, and the mutual familiarity are all in place. And for a Lakers team that might be just one meaningful addition away from leaping into elite contention, this could be the missing piece. We're still in the early stages of the offseason, and things can shift quickly. But one thing's for sure. As the ESPN desk emphasized, the Lakers aren't done yet. There's still room for one more key move, and all signs point to someone like Monk fitting that bill.